Silicon Valley Bank's deposits are now in the hands of First Citizens Bank, as are the collapsed financial firm's 17 branches across the US. The purchase by First Citizens comes just 2 weeks after a run on SVB was caused by a viral crisis of confidence and worsened by the bank's own inability to adapt to the Federal Reserve's higher interest rates. North Carolina-based First Citizens purchased $72 billion of SVB's deposits for a $16 billion discount, while another $90 billion will remain with federal banking insurance authorities for the time being. Recent turmoil in the US financial sector has shaved billions off the share value in bank stocks and even caused a rally in Bitcoin prices. For more on this now, let's go to Han Tan, who is Chief Market Analyst at Exinity Group in Abu Dhabi. Now let's go to other top stories from around the world. Saudi Aramco has inked a deal with its Chinese partners to build a $12.2 billion refinery and petrochemical project in northeast China. The project, which is expected to be fully operational by 2026, will be Aramco's second major refining petrochemical investment in the country. The investment plan was paused in 2020 due to an uncertain outlook caused by the pandemic. Profits at Chinese industrial companies continue to decline as the world's second largest economy struggles to recover from years of strict zero-COVID curbs. Earnings plunged 23% in the first 2 months of the year, hit by lackluster demand and stubbornly high costs. For the whole of 2022, profits fell 4% from the previous year. And Twitter is reportedly worth less than half of what Elon Musk paid for it 6 months ago. According to an email seen by The Information, the world's richest person offered employees stock grants valuing the company at about $20 billion. Twitter saw a massive drop in revenue after several advertisers left the platform following Musk's takeover of the company. Now let's go back to our guest on our main story, Han Tan, Chief Market Analyst at Exinity Group in Abu Dhabi. Han, thank you very much for being with us today. We were saying a few minutes ago, well, does First Citizen Bank actually have the size and the capacity to buy a bank such as Silicon Valley Bank? And then is this going to be sufficient, in your opinion, to shore up confidence in the banking sector as a whole?
Right. So to the first part of your question, perhaps where First Citizen lacks in size, they make up for it with experience. So since the global financial crisis, they have gone on a shopping spree of sorts and bought 20 banks. Last year alone, First Citizen pretty much doubled its assets after its latest acquisition from announced in 2020. So, but I think more importantly, this deal has gotten the blessing of the FDIC. So in terms of shoring up confidence, it looks like the case, at least for the immediate term, judging by how Dow futures are now up by double the gains seen in NASDAQ futures, for example.
And I wonder, are there other weak links? And I think that's really the question, the big question mark right now. I mean, in Europe, perhaps, what about what's happening with consolidations? We've seen in Switzerland 2 main banks, now it's only 1. What's the risk there?
Yeah, look, and that's the multi-billion, if not trillion-dollar question there, right? And to be fair, even the Fed themselves are undergoing a review right now, wondering what went wrong. If we look at last Friday's price action, Deutsche Bank was the focus of market fears. Over in the US, First Republic Bank still has work to do to strengthen its balance sheet. So nerves are still raw, and understandably so. And markets have in recent weeks, as we have seen, been willing to shoot first and ask questions later. All right. So I think all that confidence is still very much in its infancy. It could all come undone easily. And all it takes is just one more name being added to this now infamous list of banks that have collapsed in recent weeks.
Han Tan, thank you very much for your analysis.
Thanks for having me.
And now that is all for business.